Good evening, everybody. Welcome to ERL, and on second attempt, we've got it working. So welcome to the stream. Welcome to Hungary for the F1 tier. I'm your commentator, Omar, and with me, I've got Austin.
Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to the Hungarian Grand Prix, the final race of 2018 here at ERL. Before we go on to a little Christmas break of, what is it, I think 3 weeks. So
Something
we're not
like
going to
that.
have a race next week, not in between the holidays. And we're going to come back the first Saturday of 2019. But now we're here, and we already have a couple of lap times. We have Marquez, who is the only one who set a lap time on the Ultrasoft. Oh no, now we've got AZR Yeet as well, but that's not a good lap time.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see already a couple of drivers, or almost everyone, on the mediums. We have this weird scenario once again where we skip a tire compound, so we have the ultra soft, then we skip the super soft, and then we have the soft and the medium. So these are the tire compounds for tonight's race, and it's going to be interesting to see. The ultra soft, obviously, since it is so much softer than the other two compounds, is not a viable race tire. So if you qualify on it, well, you might get a good position, you might get pole, but it's not going to help you in the long run. And VSL Marquez has just put on the softs, so he intends to improve his lap time of a 1 minute 17.1 right now. Even more to, oh, well, now he put on the medium, so he's switching around a little bit. But yeah, it is too early for the softs. The soft will be the best. Sorry, the soft will be the best tire for the race, or for the qualifying rather, because it allows you to get the one stop, and it's the softest tire that you can qualify on for a one stop. And that's why we see a lot of drivers out right now on the medium, because they want to keep this soft compound tire to the end of the session, where the best conditions are on track. And I have to say one more thing. I was hoping for rain. We talked about it a little bit earlier before the stream, Owen and I, and he is kind of a rain bringer in Hungary, but going by the tire choices right now being the medium, and then later probably the soft, I would assume not many people going out on the ultras.
Well,
I would assume, or not many people, actually not many people using the soft right now, but keeping it for later in the session. I fear we might not have rain in the race today for the 12th time in 12 races.
well, that's what I said. Maybe they're all planning on starting on the mediums and going most of the way through the race until it rains at the very end, and just do the one stop. You know.
But yeah, but then why would you use the medium right now? If that was the case, they would save the medium. They would go down the softs, all of them, or on the ultras, and just, you know, not teabag. Wait, is it teabag? Is that, no? That's not the right term.
Sandbag.
No, sandbag. Yeah, teabag is something different. Sorry, that's a different. That's a different game. But yeah, sandbag. Maybe not as obvious as Michael used to do it, just breaking in front of the finish line. But yeah, sandbag and keep your time low, and then go out on the medium and set your one lap time that's going to be the one you qualify on, with the tire you qualify on, etc. But they're using the medium now, which tells me that's not the tire they qualify on.
Yeah,
which is kind of sad to see.
Kalik has just been in the chat saying that it's not gonna rain. You know, lads, we can't just do custom weather. I don't think anyone's gonna notice. The viewers don't see the menus, okay?
I think it's man. I don't think we're gonna see rain for one single race.
Abu Dhabi.
Yes, sure, because rain in Abu Dhabi on this game is so common.
Yep.
I think if anything, we might see it. Belgium maybe.
That Belgium's always a good one for rain, isn't it? Yeah.
Belgium is always a good one for rain.
Italy, a lot.
Italy, I don't think so. Italy's too sunny, man. But Brazil could be another one. Brazil always very, very interesting when it comes to rain. We've seen the wildest races there in real life, Formula One. But those, I think those would be the two best bets.
Yeah, but Brazil
Russia
doesn't need
generally,
rain,
Russia
you know?
is too, the Sochi Grand Prix is too much, or the Sochi track is too much, too far south for it
Well,
to
no,
actually
actually,
happen.
you see,
I feel
this year in the real F1, we nearly did see rain. It was damp. The GP3 race and F2 race that morning were wet, so it can happen if they just sort of wait a bit longer.
Yeah, it can, but again, the climate I feel like doesn't really fully allow for it, or it doesn't make it as likely. So Belgium, you know, in the Ardennes, and Belgium generally always has like rain. It's always happening. I feel like it's kind of like the Nürburgring as well.
Yeah.
Nürburgring also, like, raining so often there. And I think those are the two best bets, Belgium and Brazil.
Well, maybe Japan as well.
Don't know. Could be, but I think the best bet, when I think about rain races in Formula One, I'm thinking Belgium and Brazil, really. That's the most, for me personally, that's the most common. But and of course Silverstone, but we already did that and there was no rain, which is kind of sad.
Typical of the British weather to be terrible all year, but when F1 rolls around, sunshine and lollipops. Anyway, we've got people started down lots, by the way, people who aren't interested in our ramblings. Leon is top right now, but he's on 5 lap old mediums and hoping to probably do a different tyre at some point.
And his best lap was on 4 lap old medium, so...
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty old.
Yeah.
But you can see now with 6 minutes 40 seconds left, a lot of drivers now already going on to the softs, having the softs equipped with Puff Rice, Zach, and Medium Pilot, who haven't set a lap time at all, who are now on the softs.
What about Kalik is playing
and Matt as well. So Matt is already out on track. He's just starting his lap time right now.
Kalik, what are you doing? Is he gonna break on the line, or is he? Okay, it's not valid. Okay, fine. I was wondering why he was gonna finish a lap on the ultras, but
yeah, that's also a way to sandbag. Just invalidate your lap time. Yeah. Just it's very, very easily possible. Just invalidate your lap time. There's a couple of spots.
Turn
if we're
4,
on, turn 4 is a good one, definitely. If you go a bit too wide there on purpose, the chicane obviously as well.
Yeah,
that's a much slower corner, so it's much easier to control the car because the speed isn't as high. And if you just cut the inside or the outside, you can invalidate your lap time there. Or what is that? The third last corner, the 90-degree right-hander, or the fourth last corner as well, the fast right-hander.
One of my friends actually,
if you go a bit too wide there.
I watched one of my friends in a sprint lobby, and in the final corner he just floored it really early and stayed completely off the track on the exit as he crossed the line, and it didn't invalidate it. So, you know, literally, you could just take a massive advantage. I don't know why that works, but yeah, maybe I'll try that.
Wow. As well. By the way,
I don't know how many people are aware of that, but hopefully they don't exploit it.
Yeah, as Matt comes across the line on the softs in provisional pole with a 116.4, so we see that the lap by Marquez definitely did have some potential left in it. So the 117.1 he set on the Ultra was probably a little bit sandbagged. But we're going to have to wait and see what he can set. He is on the softs, but still in the pits, as most drivers are, except for Alice Killer, who's on the medium.
Yeah, he'll come in, I imagine, soon.
But yeah, and he set his lap on a medium, but I assume he's going to come in at the end of this lap. He's an ERS none, so he's not deploying any battery whatsoever. He's got a fuel warning, so he's going to come into the pits for sure at the end of this lap and probably try to get out. And he cuts the chicane as well. Wow, that was cheeky. just not even bothering with the chicane. I don't know if that's that's the way you should drive, but yeah, he did that.
I think Zach might have invalidated his lap on the exit of 4. I'm not sure. He did go off the track, but it's been a good lap. Apart from that, I don't see any real issues with it. It should be able to go, you know, on that front row if it is, you know, legal. But we'll see. I don't know, last corner.
He has not invalidated his lap time yet. That is a valid lap time.
Good job, Cody's.
116.6, and that is P2. Wow, that's strong.
Jake has just started a lap. I think Retrax is just behind him. Lucky 2
Cliffy
at the top of the
I
hill.
have to say, Cliffy and Puffrice still in the pits. Medium Pilot just left with 2 minutes 50 left. I think you can go out at.
You can probably go out at under
50. Yeah. Minute 45, maybe even. I wouldn't gamble. I'd probably go out at 2 minutes.
I mean, Cliffy in that Cybercars could probably even stretch to 130 by the time he drives out of the garage. But yeah,
I think you can even go 2 laps with these soft tires, because I mean they're soft, so they're pretty durable. So I think you can go 2 laps in a row. The ERS should allow for it. If you fuel the car accordingly, it should allow for it, obviously, too. So maybe that's a strategy. As Lakitu, what a lap. 116.0. Puts 4/10 in between himself and Matt. That is an absolutely fabulous lap time. Look at this right now. Everyone, except for Cliffy, is on the softs. And I mean everyone, except Cliffy is the only one on the ultras. He wants that pole position. For Cliffy right now, it's either pole or bust. Either P1 or 11th or down.
Cliffy's always doing stuff like this. He's always just being weird. So we'll see what his tactic is. He's very quick, but I'm not entirely sure.
I'm gonna go on board with him. You do the cameras as always, but I'm gonna go on board with him and see what his lap is like.
Well, I'm currently watching Marquez. He's on his lap on the softs at the moment, down in P10, so he'll be hoping to move it a little bit. And he has got the potential to go very quickly, as we've seen earlier on in the season. But with no Michael here, maybe, you know, he needs to take this opportunity to win, or else he'll be having to buy yet another PS4. And just not what you want.
Cliffy has just invalidated his lap time at the exit of turn 4.
Marquez only goes pole, you know, only what you'd expect from him.
But look at the difference, 4 thousandths of a second. That is nothing. That is probably 3 centimeters or something, or 5 or so. I don't know. Well, that is incredibly close.
Medium Pilot's gone fastest, so that doesn't really matter anymore, that gap, because it's now from second to third.
And Cliffy goes back into the pits after invalidating his lap time. Instead of trying another run, maybe the Ultra Softs aren't even good enough for 2 fast laps. That's how bad they are.
Cliffy has got his methods of doing things. He's not your conventional league racer. He will do whatever he wants, really, and he'll just, you can't really tell him what to do. Puffrice, haven't really seen much from him in this session. He hasn't set a time yet, but he's going to be one of the last to set his time. Here he comes to the last corner. We know he's a very quick driver. He has not invalidated
his lap time. This is a valid lap.
He's a race winner already this season, I believe.
Yes, in Bahrain, but it's only P8 for him with a 116.4. Look at how close it is between P1 and P15. 1 second.
1 second.
And the other two drivers didn't set a lap time. They would have been there too, I reckon. Ollie and Cliffy, who didn't set a lap time, they would have been there too. So all 17 drivers within a second. We don't have that when Michael is racing.
Oh, Matt, no! He was right about to finish his lap, and he's into the wall. He's sort of went and got that one a bit wrong. And
that's the end of the qualifying session because everyone else has either finished or, well, as she's coming across the line. Oh, that is so sad to see. But yes, medium pilot. Medium pilot is the pole sitter of the Hungarian Grand Prix. The 1:15.9, the only one to crack that 1:15 barrier. As we move on to the race, let's see the grid. And Kalik asking, am I this slow? If you have to ask, don't you already know?
Yeah, come on, man. If you're not first, then you're slow.
Oh, I mean, he is in P7. I don't think that's that bad of a position.
Well,
but yeah, medium pilot on pole, right next to him, VSR Marquez, followed by Lakitu, CSR Leon. The Mercedes looking very, very good here, P3 and 4. Everyone on the softs, that is incredible to see.
Yeah. And it's just
we won't see anyone using the ultra soft tire unless someone bins it 5 laps before the end of the race, in which case they're just going to put on the ultra softs and have a little fun at the end. But we're going to see soft to medium and medium to soft. That's all we're going to see in this race, and I find that interesting because we have again these two counter running strategies: the long stint on the mediums and then the shorter stint on the softs. Whereas the top 10 drivers are going to have to go, and maybe some others outside the top 10, are going to go on the soft, be a little bit faster at the start, and then have the slower but more durable medium tire towards the end. It's going to be very, very interesting to see. We're going to have, hopefully, some overtaking in the second half of the race, maybe even in the first half, you know, when it's still close, but definitely in the second half if people decide to start on the medium outside the top 10. And it's very interesting to see the gaps between the drivers are incredibly close here. And remember, it might be the Hungaroring, which is a track that is very, very much known, very famous for not allowing a lot of overtaking. But this is F1 2018. You can overtake anywhere here. This is not real life Formula 1. This is a bit different. It's rather realistic, but it is a bit different. And these drivers are not F1 drivers. They tend to be more aggressive here. So we might see some overtaking where we usually wouldn't see it. So outside of turn 1, 2, we might actually see someone go in for a lunge into turn 4. I wouldn't put it past them. But let's go through the grid. We have medium pilot in the Sauber on pole. VSR Marquez in the Red Bull in second place. The two Mercedes of SOR Lakitu and CSR Leon in 3 and 4 together. Let's hope they don't collide. That's a possibility in turn 1, but let's hope that doesn't happen. Alice Killer in the Force India in P5. ILR Shadow, the Renault P6. The Toro Rosso of Kalik in P7. Speedsters McLaren P8. Puff Rice, who is replacing... Who's one of, well, I don't know if he's replacing Michael or if he's replacing Dutch Tricks. Both Ferrari drivers not here. But he's replacing one of them for sure. He's in P9. Matt in the Haas in P10.
Replacing people there. I think there's been that many Ferrari drivers. There's been like 5, has there not, this season now?
Yeah, it's been a couple.
Yeah.
But yeah, Matt in P10 in the Haas. AZR Yeet P11. Diretrex P12 in the other Ferrari. P13 Jacotect, TTGXJ here. P14 for Zach in the Red Bull. P15 for... My goodness, I can barely read that.
I know, that's a horrible name.
I'm gonna call him Verd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Verda.
P16 Ollie in the Force India, and P17 goes to Cliffy in the second Sauber. So a Sauber at the front and a Sauber at the back. Very interesting to see that evolve. But here we go.
Michael
for
isn't
the race,
here.
so you take it away.
Michael's not here, so the championship could be closed a little bit as the 5 lights are on here in Hungary. And they get away decent start from medium pilot. He should be able to get into turn 1 relatively cleanly. I don't think Marquez got the best start. He'll be looking in his mirrors to make sure he's okay from the 2 Mercedes behind. But he's looking into turn 1. He looks for it and he gets it. On the exit of turn 1, he should be into the lead. There's a couple of people losing it in the background. There's I think a Renault of Yeats who's facing the wrong way. But it is Marquez.
Has spun off. Jay has spun off out of turn 1 and he is now last. Zach has lost 2 positions. Yeet has lost 4. They go almost 4 wide through turn 3 in the back with Oliver.
Marquez!
Cliffy Marquez is out!
Well, his PS4 has been thrown out the window this second. Oh, I can't believe it. Not again.
Oh.
Not again. Well, I will definitely be on his TikTok later to see his rage. Hope you got your dance moves ready, mate.
That is so unfortunate to see. A medium pilot now walking away with it a little bit here.
Well, the 2 Mercedes are in tow, and they aren't exactly going to be falling away, I imagine. As long as they don't fight each other too hard, then we should be alright. Just position change on that first lap. I mean, it has to be said, Cliffy, he made good advantage there. He made 6 places. But, yeah. Oh, I can't believe it.
And he made 6 places on the mediums.
And just all the cars
that's gonna come in handy. He's the 2nd fastest driver right now, or the 2nd highest placed driver on the mediums, only behind Retrex. So that's definitely gonna work out for him. Gained 6 places, but Speedster, I would have to say, Speedster gaining 3 spots from 8 to 5 at the start. He's going to be happy with that. He's going to try to build on that as he's right behind Alice Killer, who's in 4th.
I still can't believe that. Marquez, like, it took him 20 seconds to die after taking the lead. Oh, it's a shame. But
it is very unfortunate. Well, the only thing he can hope for is that 2018 is now over for him. And 2019 should be better.
Yes, fingers crossed it'll be better for him.
Maybe with the new PS4.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's had that many.
Another one.
I think he should probably just wait until PS5 comes out ready before he launches his career. Maybe moves platform, maybe he goes to PC or something.
Hey, he's not going to be able to race an ERL then, though.
Well, he's look where he is. You know, will we really miss him?
Oh, come on. But yeah, I expected a bit more overtaking.
Well, DRS is enabled now, so.
Yeah, but still, even without DRS, but it looks like the dirty air on this track seems really strong. Because no one is really.
Oh, what a move.
Yeah, Vert and Yeet are close with each other here in P13 and 14.
Oh, side by
and
side.
Zach getting involved as well. And that's probably a warning that he picked up there.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get mugged off into turn 4. Oh my.
Now, actually, that wasn't a warning. He didn't get a warning for this, but okay.
Okay. We believe that.
If the game says so, not going to debate this.
Game is gospel.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a big logger from Lakitu. He isn't the DRS range, and you get it down to turn 1, and then down into turn 2 as well.
Oh, and Leon might be out of DRS range. Yes, he is.
Is he?
Leon just dropped out of DRS range. He cannot open the wing.
It says on my screen that he could, but...
Lakitu, on the other hand, is looking very, very close now into the back of Medium Pilot. But he needs to stick with him through the technical section of the track that we are approaching right now, turn 4 and onwards. He needs to stay with him to be able to attempt an overtake at some point. And again, mentioning the dirty air, that's a tough task. That's not the easiest thing to do, to stay with the guy ahead of you.
Well, the good
then
news
again,
is...
it seems like Medium Pilot just made a slight mistake in the chicane, went a little bit wide there, didn't have the perfect line, and so Lakitu is still pretty close, 4/10 which I think on the DRS straight should allow him to attempt an overtake, but we're gonna have to see if that works out.
Well, the good news is he hasn't really got Leon to worry about. Yeah, he's there, but he'll be more sort of okay. They're full on DRS, but the two behind him, he might be interested in seeing what they get up to. Although, as I say that, he's just got a lot closer, so they're both actually.
Yeah, Leon just increased. Oh, there we go.
Ambitious.
Oh, down the inside he goes, and what a move from Lakitu.
Look out for Leon there.
Take the lead.
They're going side by side, so look out for what Leon's going to do here. He'll be just watching this in the background. Lakitu has contact, so Leon has contact as well. He gets by Mercedes 1 and 2, and that has not worked out very well for Medium Pilot at all. He just sort of got nudged out of the way by both of them.
You mentioned it earlier. I think that's what the term mugged off is there for.
Yeah. We're seeing it quite a lot.
Wow, both of them going through. But I don't think we've seen the last as we see the penalties being picked up now by Jay, and I think Verd got one as well.
Look at the train for P4, oh my god.
Yeah, Alice seems to desire a job as conductor, I assume.
Ah, he's that's risky. He needs to be careful.
It is very much, and I assume now that he doesn't have DRS, it's not going to last much longer.
Oh, that's a really bad
into the final corner. He gets hit. Oh, what a massive incident there!
Good job, Codemasters, with the ghosting system. Great job.
Oh, and keep it cool, man.
What a waste of space that option is, you know, when it doesn't work.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate. And the question is now, who has the front wing damage?
And Yates gets a penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. For overtaking? What the hell is this game doing?
As Retrex has
oh my god, his ghosted car is just taking out Jay.
Oh
what
no.
What the hell is going on, Codemasters? Seriously, you should be ashamed of yourselves, for God's sake. Like, come on, you've just ruined, you know, two people's races for no reason. Dear, it's a mess.
Esports ready.
And we've got Cliffy now, who's just sort of, well, his race has been ruined as well. So, oh my god. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, it also ruined Jeet's race.
Was Cliffy the one who ran into Speedster?
Cliffy and Retrex ran into Speedster, and then when Retrex retired, through pure damage, he didn't want to get in anyone's way. Oh, bloody hell. Lead, side by side, Mercedes. We'll talk about this in a minute, because the two Mercedes are side by side, down towards turn 2. Who's going to come out on top here? Leon. Ahead on the outside. Very nicely done to get himself into the lead there. And two Mercedes sort of places, and there's Puff Rise side by side with Alice Killer. And that's going to let Kalik have a go round the outside into turn 4. The two of them, can he get them both? Brilliantly done. That's brilliant driving. Very nicely done there.
Holds it round the outside. Absolutely incredible. As Cliffy, by the way, is in the pits, or just came out of it, and had a front wing change, obviously, as he was missing more than just an end plate. So he's now in last, but he's on a. Oh yeah, he started on the medium, so he's on softs now, and he's probably gonna do a 2-stop medium to soft, I would assume. So that's his race really ruined at this point.
But anyway, yes, back to the whole point about Retrex. Basically, what happened, he retired from the session, we saw it on stream. He retires, and then his ghosted car just sort of sits on the inside, and Jay sort of had nowhere to go. He tried to avoid, but he just went straight into the back, so that took him out. And Yeet has a penalty, and that's all because Speedster didn't ghost when he spun. So what's the point of that system? That's the issue with this game. And it's
I think at this point
maybe
it's best at this point maybe it's best to just disable the ghosting, so that everyone knows that ghosting doesn't happen and they all can prepare accordingly. Because
I mean, there's
you
a car
bet
in the middle
on
of the
it,
track.
you
Why are you
lose.
meant to avoid that? Even if Ghost didn't, even if they knew it was off, that car's in the middle of the track. So you know what can you do at that situation? If it's ghosted, if it's meant to ghost, why isn't it ghosting? Because that's exactly where it's meant to ghost. Same when Raytrax retired, he didn't ghost when he retired, and that meant the car ran into the back of him. It just makes no sense. Unless it's turned off.
As Leon goes okay. As Leon went a bit wide. No. It's all good. It's all good. But Leon went a little bit wide.
Nice move from Jake.
And definitely picked up a warning for that one.
And Matt as well.
Out of turn 11.
That's for Matt Bindit in qualifying. If he can get around the outside there, I'd be surprised. If he doesn't, he'll go for DRS on the main straight and puff rise, by the way, as well. Right on Cliffy, and my goodness, how has Matt kept that alive? As he went miles off, and Lakitu's caught up
puff rise down
massively.
the outside, around the outside, and the cutback. Puff rise on the cutback, and he does have the DRS. Now he's on the outside. They touch. And Kalek very decisively stays ahead, but I don't think this is over. I don't think that... no, it is over for now. As Puff Rice does not attempt to move into turn 4. But what a defense by Kalek. And oh, now Puff Rice seemed to have a little bit of an issue. Did he lose some front wing there? Yeah, it doesn't look like it. The front wing does look pretty much intact. Yep, the end plates are still there, everything's still there, so that does not seem to be an issue. We might have to look at the winglets, but I think he just made a mistake, but he's losing, look, he's almost losing a second now. He was just trying to overtake Kalek, and now he's losing almost a second.
It's a weird one. Maybe it's not visual damage.
Yeah, no, sometimes the winglets look fine as well.
Sometimes you can get non-visual damage, but anyway, the two Mercedes are going for it again. As you were talking about that fight for P4, Lakichi was trying running the outside of his teammate into turn 2. Didn't quite make it work. He's close this time as well. We'll see if he can pull anything off here. Got 4/10, maybe not close enough this time round, but they're certainly very racy, these two. As we were saying before, they will be very racy. As Matt tries to get past Alice Killer. He's got a good run up towards turn 2. Can he go round the outside?
Outside.
Yes, I think he can on the exit.
Seems like he's still got a wheel in there.
Yep, done it.
And he gets him.
A bit mean, but where else was he meant to go, really? Alice Killer loses the place he was always going to lose, I think, now.
And now Alice Killer's teammate Ollie right behind him, also looking to make a move into the chicane. No, not yet.
Yeah,
no,
that's a bad idea.
Yeah, into the chicane you can't really overtake there. The run-up isn't long enough. So
lap 10 already. This is flying by so far, isn't it? So much has happened already. And yeah, we've still got the top two, separated by only a few tenths of a second. Let's cut back to them now. Only half a second as they come to DRS once again. And that gas
pilot goes into the pits?
Yep, pitting now, so that'll be for mediums.
11, that's early.
And Lakitu only
same for
2 tenths back.
Lakitu and medium pilot.
Not again, there's another, oh my god, there's a big crash on the main straight, and they're spun again, oh my god! How on earth have they lived? Speedster and Ollie were side by side on the front straight, and Ollie is still there, he's now retired. And they ghosted just in time to keep the Williams from dying. And he was lucky not to lose it on the grass. He had to avoid, but that's just second time we've seen that McLaren spinning on the final corner. So just struggling there.
Yeah, seems to be his weak spot here. As Medium Pilot and Kalek have rejoined the track in P11 and P12 respectively. I would assume they are now on their final tire.
Yeah.
Does the medium tire last 25 laps?
Yeah. They're very durable. They're very durable.
Wow. I was expecting more towards, I don't know, 15 and 20 or 14, 21, but 11 or 10 laps in 25, that's that's an interesting proportion, to say the least, as Kalik now moves past Speedster, who is probably going to go into the pits by the looks of it. As does he have? Oh yeah, he does have massive front wing damage on the left side of the wing, so he's definitely going to come in. As Shadow and Alice Killer also in the pits. Alice Killer gets a new wing as well. Shadow did not.
Lakitu is
so no front wing damage for Shadow there to repair, and he comes out behind both Medium Pilot and Kalik.
So I wonder what the two Mercedes are going to do in terms of pit stops. Will there be a chance for Lakitu to possibly jump in ahead of Leon? Maybe they'll need to do a bit of mind games with each other, because you'd imagine Leon will get in first. But since they're so close, is there a risk that we might end up accidentally going in together?
My guess is that they've talked about this before the race. At least I hope they did.
They will not have talked about this before the
race.
That's not what teammates do. They just sort of wing it.
Okay. But they both stay out. They both stay out for one more lap. One of them for 2 more laps.
When Medium Pilot is out there and he's not doing too badly, that's a risk, because he could jump them.
Indeed. He was, I think, 3 to 4 seconds down, and the longer these two stay out, the more time he gains because of the undercut. Because their tires are pretty old at this point, 12 laps, and they're just getting worse and worse, whereas Medium Pilot's tires, they're fresh and they're durable. As Yeet comes into the pits.
He's taking that ridiculous penalty right now.
Yep, 5 seconds there, and now on to the mediums, and out he goes, behind his teammate, behind Cliffy, behind Alice Killer, probably, yes, or... yeah. Yes, just about. So,
lap 13 then, and Medium Pilot is making some decent inroads on, I'm not going to try and say his name. The Williams in 6th.
Verd.
Yeah, Verd. Okay, we'll go with that. Change your gamer tag, would you please? It's 2 out of 9. Anyway, there we go. Leon does pit, so Lakitu will sit for 1 more lap. But let's see where Leon comes out then in relation to Medium Pilot and Kalik. Because Kalik's only 1-2 seconds off Medium Pilot. So that's not out of question. He'll be in amongst all this as well. And
yes, the gap was 24 seconds before this pit stop, as Matt also comes into the pits now. Medium Pilot through the final corner. Now with DRS from Verd. Maybe he can move. Maybe he can get 2. But Leon is already out. Leon is already out. And that's a gap of, what is that now? 4 seconds still. So it doesn't seem like Medium Pilot actually gained too much.
Luckily, Leon came right ahead of these two, because this battling would have certainly slowed him down. Medium Pilot finally gets past Verda. And, yeah. Good gap.
And we have Lakitu, Pufferized, and Verd as the only 3 cars on the softs who haven't pitted yet. So we expect them to come in at any moment.
So I guess Zach
Lakitu's going to come in now for sure.
Zach will give us a good indication of how far their mediums are going to go. As Lakitu...
and Lakitu does come in.
Yep.
Puffer is still a bit ahead, still a bit down, but he will come in. No, he stays out. Puffer is going very long into this tire.
I was gonna say Kalik will be very happy about that, but he's stuck behind Verda now in the last sector, so maybe he won't be too happy. But you know, it's not out of the realms possibility. Could Lakitu possibly have jumped his teammate on a warmer tire? I think he has. Yeah, Lakitu's ahead still, so
he has. Wow.
Yeah, that's the advantage.
So the overcut actually worked here.
Yeah, but now Leon's coming back at him, and he's probably thinking, "How the hell did you get there?" And he's oh no!
Teammates.
Don't hit each other, man. I know we predicted this, but don't.
Yeah, I talked about it during the qualifier, early before the race.
Yeah.
And it just happened. It seems like there was no damage there for either car.
But yes, the reason the overcut worked there is because them mediums take at least a lap to heat up. And this is where Leon will have the advantage now for a very short period of time on Lakitu. Since the mediums took so long to heat up, it meant Lakitu still was able to do a quick enough lap to pit and, you know, get out. And it's weird, but it works. And Lakitu there trying to heat up his tires before he engages in battle with his teammate who's just got a penalty there. And Puffrice surely will use the same logic to jump Kalik in medium pilot, so we'll see what that happens there.
Yeah, and Lakitu is locking up massively. He locked up twice within 2 corners.
But he's pulling away a little bit. I don't think Leon can have a go here. And this is working out very well indeed for Lakitu. I don't think he was really expecting this, but yeah. He will certainly
comes out behind ILR Shadow.
So his overcut didn't really work then. His overcut hasn't really worked out as well.
Yeah, and Verd gets a front wing change.
Rip.
Maybe it's Rivered. Is that a WTF in front of his name?
Yep.
And then it would be Rivered, I would say. We really need to figure out. We need to ask him if he. Like, I think he's a reserve driver, but if he ever fills in again, we really need to ask him.
Leon had a massive moment there into the chicane, and that just puts him 8/10 back, and that's a real disaster actually, because he's nearly out of DRS range there. Medium pilot in all this is closing on the two of them. That was nearly 4 seconds that gap when Leon came out of the pits. Now it's 2.5, so look out for him as well. But,
yeah, that's the warmer tire for you right there. Leon and Lakitu haven't really warmed up their tires just yet. I think 2 laps now for Leon, or almost 3. They should be good now. Lakitu, well, he just ended his 2nd lap on those mediums.
Yep.
So maybe they take another half a lap or so. But Leon should have good tires now. However, medium pilot 6 laps already on these boots. And so his tires are definitely warmed up.
I just wonder if they catch Zach, how hard will it be to actually pass him? Because they're not actually really closing on him, which would suggest to me that the tires still just aren't feeling very good. I don't know really if they will catch Zach, and if they do, like I said, that will hold them up a lot because they're just taking so long to get these medium tires up to temperature. It's really weird. I mean, people who are undercutting Zach may end up finding him ahead of him because he's got good pace out there, but we'll see.
Can I just run a little thought experiment with you and with the viewers, obviously? I think it might have been actually a viable strategy to run a 2-sub with the ultra soft and 2 sets of softs. Looking how slow the medium tire seems to be,
well, I mean,
I think there might be a chance.
Cliffy is out there, and I imagine he might be able to try ultras if he can get them far enough.
But he started. No. He started on the mediums. Had to pit after 7 laps.
Yes, because he got damage.
And he's gonna go soft and soft. You can't take the softs that long. You would have to go 15 on the softs, 15 on the softs, and then 5 on the ultras. The ultras, as who was it? Dark Ninja said they last about 6 laps with good pace. So you don't want to run a risk. So you would go 5 on them, and then 15 on the softs and 15 on the softs. We've seen the softs can do 15 pretty much, and maybe that would have been a faster strategy.
Yeah, but
how much do you lose here in the pits?
You lose about 25 seconds, something like that, 25-30 seconds. Issue is though, you'd have to do overtaking, and this is not a track where overtaking is very easy. Unless you're getting DRS on the front straight, but even then, I mean, you have to be proper close to make it work. That's
I think no, for DRS for the DRS to help you to overtake, all you need is either the opponent in front of you to not have DRS, then you can be half a second behind. We've seen that with Lakitu and medium pilot at the start of the race. He was like what 4/10 down as he came out of the last corner, got the slipstream, used his ERS, got the DRS, used it all, and flew past medium pilot. So you don't need to be very close. 4 or 5 tenths are enough. But if the opponent in front of you also has DRS, you're pretty much screwed.
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, the issue with this strategy, right? what you need to do for tracks like this and other tracks like Monaco, you need to pick a strategy with the least amount of overtaking possible. As Puff Rise, by the way, is going right round the outside of Jake, and that is the issue. Look, he can't get by. No matter how close he was there in DRS, he's stuck behind for another lap. And that's why a two-stop on track like this just never works, because you need to do so much of that you'll lose all that advantage. And you had to do it again when he pits for the second time. It just wouldn't work.
Yeah, that seems unfortunately accurate.
Yeah, because imagine this was Puff Rise, who was theoretically on a two-stop, say would have to pit again. Like, he would have to come all the way back through the field just to get back to here again, and yeah, I couldn't see that happening. I thought obviously
I feel like the only way you could make that work is if you start on the softs, then go on the softs again,
only
and then end the race on the ultra softs, because everyone's running, or the top 10 at least, were running the softs and then onto the mediums. So you would pit with them, and if you can take the lead and stay in the lead even after a pit stop, you would stay in the lead until you either come up to the medium runners or they go into the pits. So there's not much overtaking going on there, and you would only have to drive out a gap. Oh, as Puff Rise has a little bit of a moment in turn 1 there, trying to overtake Shadow around the outside, and he lost a bit of control there, had to go off track. Did he pick up a penalty? Did he pick up a warning for that?
I wasn't
No, he
watching.
did not.
I was
Good.
watching, I was watching
maybe
Zach in the pits, because he only managed to make 19 laps work in the on the mediums, and that would mean Carl X in trouble. It would mean medium pilot could be in trouble. Jake, I don't know.
Then again, maybe Zach could have gone longer, but he decided since the mediums aren't that good,
yeah,
just 16 on the softs are viable, especially since he can take those medium 16 laps now with less fuel on the car and therefore less tire wear. You don't forget that. The lighter the car is with lower fuel, the easier it is on the tires as well.
Yellows.
And so, as we have a yellow flag for a short time, I don't know why, but TTG Ollie's in the pits.
Well,
as someone in the chat asks, is safety car on? Yes, the safety car is on, but it was not deployed yet.
Don't expect it to work.
Yeah, they have tweaked it, they say, but yeah, I mean, if the safety car is as good as the ghosting,
yeah,
you know, yeah. I just leave that sentence open. You know exactly what I mean.
Yeah. Well, Cliffy's made his second stop now, and he's back out into 12th. So we'll see if he can get himself into the points from there. It's a very difficult challenge, it has to be said, but we'll see if he can make it work.
Now you would have to gain 16 seconds in 15 laps on Yeet to get one single point.
Could happen, but I don't know.
Could, but it's tough. It's tough. Unless someone eliminates, I think he's gonna get Speedster. That's just over a second.
He's just got a penalty.
As Cliffy just picked up a 3-second penalty. But that's just over a second to Speedster, and he's on the better tire. Cliffy on the better tire, that is. But Yeet, 15 and a half seconds now, in just 15 laps. I don't see that happening. Here
comes Puff Rise, riding outside to turn 1. That could be a pretty decent move if he can make it work. It's an interesting way of doing it. Bit of contact on the exit, but now it gives him the inside line for turn 2. That's what he was doing all that for. And as he goes through, will he keep it on the track, not wide? Yes, and he gets ahead then into P5 of Jake. Nicely done. Took a different method and it worked out quite well for him. And he's now
you need to be a little creative on this track here, as Cliffy is battling with Speedster. They almost turn. They do collide, they do touch, but they almost spun together.
But
now Cliffy down the inside of turn 2, and that was some strong defending there.
Pretty brave defense. You know, you're almost asking to take off Cliffy's front weight and probably then just self-spinning round if you're doing that. But that's very brave defense. Well done.
Yeah, and Cliffy needs to find a way around speed so soon.
Once
Otherwise,
again,
he can kiss P10 goodbye.
and that once again proves my point. That's just why a two-stop would never really been viable. Because even though he's on
Alright.
Yeah, sorry. But I'm right, I'm right. But yeah, that's just why it wouldn't work. It just isn't viable when you have to try and pass someone on a track so narrow. And with only sort of one place to make it work. But we'll see if we can make it work this time round. It's quite frustrating, to be honest, to see them two Mercedes so close but never actually battling, isn't it?
It really is, but I think that's part of this track, really.
Speedster again with a brave defense. He might as well have pushed Cliffy off the track there, but he gave it just a bite enough room, and he couldn't get by. Right outside to turn two. Oh, he pushes him again. There, contact almost.
My.
Surely after turn 4, Cliffy will have this one now. And a very brave defense finally comes to the end of its tether.
Wow.
My God.
These two are going hammer and tongue.
Oh,
with each
he's
other.
hit him.
There's the spin.
Oh, dear, he's just hit him into turn 5. So unnecessary.
Yeah.
Oh, he spun again. And Cliffy into the wall. And I reckon we'll be about to see him with bye-bye.
Cliffy has had enough.
Yep, he's ghosted. Is he AI now? Will he retire on track? What will he do?
I don't think he is AI.
Nah, he's back to not ghosting anymore. Sorry, I thought he was AI because he ghosted, but yeah, he retires.
He has retired from the session. Yeah.
There should be no safety car for that, but then again, knowing this game, they'll probably put a safety car out for us for this. But I don't know.
Honestly, a safety car might spice things up at this point, so I wouldn't be fully against it. But yeah, for that, it would be a little bit weird. We need a competition caution at some point.
Look at this for P5. I just have a wee look, but look at that. We've got a lot of people just queuing up here. Zach on the near super, or not super, it's just softs. This man went off the track there. But yeah, Zach on the near softs is looking at a potential P5 right now. He's seeing Puff Rise off the track ahead of him, and he's thinking, yes, let me
look at the
gap.
Look at the gap between Zach and Kalik. It's still 11 laps and a bit to go. And that's just 3 seconds, just over 3 seconds. P4 is on the cards. P3 is probably a bit far away. Medium pilot, I would assume, is pretty much in no man's land right now. He's gonna be third, like no one ahead of him with 6 seconds, no one behind him 3 seconds. He's pretty much in no man's land.
Here comes Jake on the inside, nearly contact, but down the inside. Can he make this one work? Or will Puffers have to repeat what he did when he actually got past Jake and stick to the inside for turn 2? Look out for Zach, he'll be right on this in a moment as he goes side by side. And Puffrise stays ahead.
Well done.
Oh, he's off! He's off the track, and there goes Zach. And can he get the influence well up the hill? So close to thinking about going for the route, but eventually he sits behind for now. Puffrise down into 7th. And he just lost the rear end.
Honestly, if you're Zach, you just love to see it. First, Matt makes a mistake, and Zach gets a free position out of it. Now, Puffrise makes a little mistake, and Zach gets a position out of it. Now, I think at this point, he's going to get DRS, he's going to go past Shadow, and then he's going to hunt down Kalik.
The team mercs are much closer here. As I head towards DRS, if they stay with that 4/10, we could see a chance for a change of lead here. Let's see. DRS gets enabled, and they're still 4/10, so that'll start to close a little bit. But they seem to be just sort of running the same modes, really, so they just can't really close on each other. It's like they're running identical
here we go.
setups.
Zach now attempting the overtake, weaving by Shadow. He's changing lines more than once. I don't think that was very fair, but Zach still goes down the inside. And he does have DRS for the short straight here as well, but is it going to be enough?
Oh, they had contact, nearly a spin. Oh my god.
In the braking zone, but I think Zach has this position now. He surely has, and indeed, he moves up to P5. What an overtake, but is it over? Yes, Shadow slots in behind him. He had a little look up turn 4, but decided against it, and I think that was a good call from Shadow to just live to fight another day.
Yeah, He knows Zach's quicker. He
And
knows,
Zach should be Zach with the rather new soft compound tires should be able to pull away now, and you can see already 6/10, and it should be more as the lap goes on. Well, we'll see how it develops. Now 7/10.
Apparently, according to Speedster, apparently someone was in a party shot with him. There was a desync that might have caused some of the incidents in this race. And that is just Codemasters for you right there.
Yeah, they need to fix the netcode.
I complained about them quite a lot today, and I think with good reason. I will certainly be sending some of the clips if I can get them, of just the lack of ghosting causing incidents, because it's just not very fair. It's just not fair.
Yeah, I think it might be fairer to just disable the ghosting and let all the drivers know about it.
Yeah, it's not like it works, is it? So
exactly. It's not reliable enough to warrant a use in competitive league racing.
Yeah.
But let's get back to the action on track as Zach is trying to hunt down Calic. He's over a second clear of Shadow now. This is what these tires do for you. And he's hunting down Calic. 2.2 seconds now. That is the gap that he tries to minimize and ultimately turn around.
Jake would be in DRS almost. So he's not really pulling away too much.
Over a second, no DRS for Shadow here.
It was under for just a second, but that does
but not
mean
at the
that
detection point.
Okay, sorry.
You always have to look at it at the detection point. It doesn't matter.
Diving goes pulverized on the inside. What a move! Nicely done. He got that one slowed down pretty quickly. Jake was probably very surprised at that one. He just didn't defend at all.
I have to say, Puff Rice is in the wrong car to lick the stamp and send it. They can only do that in a Red Bull.
Yeah. Or you could also do it in a Renault.
You
could do it in a Renault as well, obviously. But nah. Jake's the one getting
in a Renault, you hang in there like a cow. That's what you do in a Renault.
Well, next season, you know. Well, it'll be both.
Oh, okay.
Next season
I
it'll be both.
see.
Next season actually be both. Yeah.
poor Daniel Ricciardo.
Daniel Ricciardo dive bombs Hulkenberg, sends him into a upside down position.
Again.
Needed. Definitely gonna happen at some point.
But let's go back to the races. Look at Zach right now. Look at the gap. 1.4. We talked about it. 2.2.
They're fighting. Watch the Mercedes, please. Okay, right on the outside goes Leon. Well, I've been waiting for this for the last 10 laps. It's always very close, but just can't make it work. Even when they get that close, they just cannot race.
Yeah, and Matt and Shadow are fighting as well. Matt trying around the outside of turn 2.
Leon so close to dying like Marquez, and all that time he just gained is gone.
Yeah, and Matt tried to overtake Shadow, but Shadow held it around the outside of turn 3, and now has the lead on Matt, at least the position on Matt in turn 4, and then through the technical section of the track. But yeah, look at Zach now within 1 second. We'll have to see if that holds up for the DRS zones. He's almost dropping out of it again. No, he's still 9/10.
Yeah, you gotta look at it at the detection point.
Yeah, exactly. He might still make a mistake, but right now it's looking like he's gonna get it. He's closing in more and more. 7/10 now. That looks like he's gonna get it, unless he makes a mistake, but he does look like it. So yes, indeed, he will have DRS. He will not be close enough to attack though, but he should close in within 4/10, maybe 3. No, actually not, because he's not using that much ERS as Calic did.
Yeah,
but it's half a second now. And remember,
Jake in the wall. Jake in the wall. They had an incident on the main straight, just cut on board. So Jake's spinning off. So Matt and Jake seem to have come together then. And I don't quite know why Jake can't really get himself out of the bars. There we go, eventually. And
I think he gave it over to the AI.
I wonder if that was a desync as well, because you don't see people crashing on a front. You don't see people crashing in a straight line, do you? I know I'm gonna blame Codemasters for literally everything right now, but who spins on a straight? You know what I mean? I wonder what happened there.
I do know what you mean, but it's not like it never happened. Even
Well,
in real
yeah,
Formula One, it did happen a few times. But
yeah,
it is weird. It is always weird when that happens, when you have a collision on it in a straight line. Generally, it tends to happen in corners rather.
Well, the two Mercedes
but
are
Zach
getting
now within half a second of Calic. Oh my god, he is close. Is it close enough? He is in overtake mode. Gets the slipstream, gets the DRS.
Oh yes,
is he going to send it? Calic goes defensive into the braking zone around the outside, but he's not there. But the cutback, maybe the switchback, takes the outside here again. Gets the DRS, gets the run on him, and he's ahead. Temporarily, Calic holds it down the inside. A little bit of a slide there from Zach, but he is through. What a move round the outside of turn 2. Incredible stuff from Zach to take P4, and I think that's about as good as he's going to make it tonight, because Medium Pilot is almost 4 seconds up the road with only 4.5 laps to go. That shouldn't be a thing, but look, maybe these tires can still work wonders. We'll have to wait and see. ILR Shadow goes into the pits and puts on some Ultrasofts. And that's what I said. The only way we're ever going to see Ultrasofts in this race is if someone bins it 5 laps before the end.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's exactly what ILR Shadow pretty much did. And so he puts on the Ultrasofts. Because for these 5 last laps, these are going to be the best tire.
No, I think I was gonna say it's a lot of car, but actually it's just Ollie's ghosted car. But could help in this Mercedes fight. Could give like Katish some crucial DRS, and he might need it because Leon is really pressurising him. There's a bit of contact again with the two Mercedes, but as they head up to turn 4, they're gonna have to wait again for some racing action. And Calic is still keeping in touch with Zach, although it's just starting to fall away again. I think he's just going to use DRS to keep himself close, but after that, it just didn't really happen. And it yellows. Jake is gone, so them tires worked. They worked really well.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the gap between Zach and Medium Pilot the whole time.
Oh my, there he is.
2.8.
He's backed it into the wall. Jeez. That's a bit nasty. And
2.5 now. It's coming down so quickly. I don't know what Medium Pilot is
doing.
Maybe
penalties?
He's in a comfortable situation right now. He's relaxing or something. I don't know, but the gap is coming down so rapidly. We're talking a second, pretty much a second this lap. The lap started with the gap of I think, what was it, 3.4, and now we're down to 2.4 on the line. That's a second gain from Zach to Medium Pilot. If he keeps that up, he has a chance. He would have to send it probably into turn 12. I guess. I mean, that's one of the longest straights on the track into the 90-degree right-hander. But my goodness, Zach is flying right now. If he keeps up that pace, Medium Pilot really needs to pick it up. And Shadow has left the session, so we're now down to 12 runners. You hate to see it.
Well, 11. Because, you know, Ollie isn't really here.
Oh, yeah.
Ollie left a long time ago.
Yes, you are very much right about that. We're down to, well, yeah, 11 runners and an AI.
Yeah, so there's two
That's
Mercedes.
how you can describe it.
5 tenths separate the Silver Arrows as they head to start the penultimate lap here in Hungary. Is there any chance for a move here for Leon? He's just not able to get close enough, and it's been the story of the second half of this race. He was overcut by his teammate, and ever since then, he just cannot get himself past him again. He always gets super close, but then it's always too late to make anything work. And with the gap being just 2 seconds a second, and another mistake from Leon, I just can't see him making this move. I don't know my penalties. I know he's got at least one, but I don't know about his teammate.
Just wanted to say that Leon does have a 3-second penalty. Lakitu does not. No penalties for him, so
that ruins it.
Leon would have to skip Lakitu and get a 3-second gap out of him, so
just
I don't
crash
think that's
into
gonna
him.
happen.
Easy, just crash into him.
Wow, into your teammate. Wow. Medium Pilot, by the way, also has no penalties, and neither has Zach, but they're both on 2 warnings, so
could be an
it's getting dicey there. Kalek,
very entertaining final lap for them too. Kalek is still in there, obviously.
Kalek does have a penalty though.
Well, that's
Puffrise. Oh my, Puffrise has 1, 2, 3 penalties. Matt has none, but 2 warnings. Alice Killer has 1. Yeet he has served and stop and go, but he does have 1 more penalty. So 3 seconds.
Man, Leon is throwing everything at this, but he just can't get close. He absolutely went as late as he could on the brakes, but he just cannot get there. What about Zach and Kalek? And yeah, doesn't know
1 second as we are in the final lap. 1 second between Zach and Medium Pilot. My goodness,
I'm more looking at Zach and Kalek, because Kalek has definitely closed more on the last lap than Zach did on Medium Pilot. So they could have a bit of a confrontation towards the end, and the 2 Mercedes are still just a few tenths apart. Final lap of the race, they're gonna get their 1-2. I think it'll be their first 1-2 of the season. And,
definitely, because I mean, most of the time Michael was there, you know.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a very strong race for them. And into the last sector.
The best they've done was a 2 and 3 in Canada, where Leon was second, Lakitu was third.
Well, this time they're going to be turned around because
none of them have won this season.
Yes, well here we go then. Lakitu round the last corner. He's going to beat his teammate, and more importantly, he's going to come to the line to take victory here at Hungary. Leon takes P2, and who will take P3 as they come round the final corner? I think Medium Pilot will just about edge out Zach. One more lap, it could well have been a different story. And Kalek takes P4 with
P5.
P5, yeah. As Puffray starts to fall down the field. Matt is P6. Alice Killer, I don't think he'll jump Puffrays, will he? He missed over 2 seconds. Yeet will be coming across the line, and very disappointed. P9, I imagine, after the penalty, which was a bit pointless.
And Speedster will be coming in P10.
Somehow.
Unless he bins it in the last corner again, which, I mean, he did that before, but not this time. Take it slow. Take your time. Oh! Oh no, he's just having fun.
What a way to cross the line. That is one way to do it, and he did crash in the final corner, so there you go.
But I think, hold on, I think this might be the first Team 1-2 this season.
Might well be, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Because, well, no one did it for Ferrari, really.
Nah. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, it actually is.
Good job,
the first
Mercedes.
Team 1-2 for Mercedes. You would have expected, with Michael's dominance, that Ferrari would be the first team to do it, but no.
Well, as Kimi Räikkönen famously once said, he can only drive one car.
True.
So
that's one way to put it, but congratulations to SR Lakitu, CSR Leon, and Medium Pilot on the podium. And the German framed by 2 Brits. You'll love to see it. The German beating out the Brits. I am very happy now.
I'm sure you are.
That's the perfect way to end 2018 for ERL, yeah. I would have to say.
For you, I'm sure. Yeah.
And in the standings, very interesting now that Mercedes was second already, but with 92 points behind Ferrari, and now, since only Puffrise scored for Ferrari and only 6 points, that means it's 37 points that Mercedes picks up on Ferrari, maybe making the constructor standings a little more interesting.
But then Mike will come back and keep winning, and it will ruin everything.
We're gonna have to wait and see how that works. But the gap was 92 points, now it's down to 55, which is still quite a gap, but it's not impossible. We still have 9 races to go. 9 races to go, and the next one, we mentioned it a few times before, will be the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps, the longest track on the calendar, the fewest laps on the calendar, but also a very, very exciting track, beloved by the fans and the drivers alike. January 5th, 2019 is the date. The previous winner, by the way, on that track is none other than Kalik. So we're gonna have to wait and see how he holds up there. That might be a track where he can challenge VGIA Michael, who will return to action. He is in Spain now. We wish him all the best there at DreamHack, of course, and we will be back at Spa in January 2019. And I think, Owen, I think I can speak for you when I say I wish everyone watching and everyone here at ERL a Happy New Year and a Merry Christmas, of course. Because, as I said, this is the last race of the year, so you will not hear back from us until the 8 has turned into a 9.
And everybody who's not winning the World Championship, don't drown your sorrows yet. You know, Michael
Wow.
Michael might think that he's won the championship. Maybe he'll start going for a few more holidays, you know.
he might actually.
One can only
he
hope.
might still win it. You might still win it. I mean, if we look at the standings, I have saved them somewhere. Here they are. Okay, I've made a screenshot. I just need to find it. So, Zach was second in the standings with 87 points. He only gets 12, so he's at 99. He doesn't even have 100 now. Leon has 98. Lakitu has 79. Cliffy has 78. Matt has 73. So yeah, Michael has 230. By the way, no one else has 100.
Ah no.
This is the worst that could have happened in terms of championship standings. The best result would have been Zach winning, but Zach only got 4th. So yeah, that's gonna be very reassuring for Michael to see. But
sure
yes,
it will,
I think we can close it out for 2018. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching and staying with us. We will be back January 5th. Mark it in your calendars with the Belgian Grand Prix, always a highlight. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Austin Smith. With me, Owen Wyatt. Thank you very much, Owen. And to you as well, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
And the same to you as well.
Have a good 3 weeks, and goodbye.
Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. Safe travels.